Hello, and welcome once again to the Knights of the Smith Dinner Table actual play live stream production, The Savage Knows, where when lost with our valiant heroes, they had just fought off a pair of silverworms. Basically, draconic creatures that are kind of a mix between a dragon and a snake, and much smaller than a dragon, fortunately. Um, and this week we have our final cast member joining us, David from Atomic Ninja Studios, the creators of the Dead End setting for Savage Worlds, which, by the way, we will be having an actual play of the Living Dead campaign in the Dead End setting in one of our upcoming shows. So I am looking forward to that. And I want to welcome, uh, well, I guess he's changed it all, but I would like to welcome him to the show. Thank you for joining us, sir. Oh, I see. It's the character name that popped up at the wrong time. I just glanced over and I saw Paul and I was confused. Um, the rest of the cast you guys already know, and as everybody, if you don't know that this week is Gen Con, crawl out from whatever rock you're living under, because this is going to be the best 4 days in gaming. As it sounds like we are getting back to the pre-COVID numbers this year, so it's going to be crazy. Um, Feel free to come by booth 2138, where CC and myself, as well as and Mike, will be selling Arkenforge's Master's Toolkit, the mapping software that we have all fallen in love with. And as you can see from the map on the screen, I don't think David can see the map currently. I'm not sure. Um, but for everybody else who can see the map on the screen, it is an amazing tool that allows you to create some beautiful maps. Also, the first person this weekend who comes by the booth and lets us know that they watch the show is going to get this wonderful set of Dead Man's Gold dice from Norse Foundry. And it is a full set with 2d20s, 2d10s, and because it is a rogue, it has 4d6, all in a gold plating. I'm not sure if it's real gold, probably not, but it looks amazing. So, without further ado, and brought to you by Poppets Coffee. I got to get all the shills in. Sorry, guys. Let's go ahead and dive right back in to the Savage Snows. And at the end of the last episode, 2 weeks ago, they had gained their first advancement. So why don't we take a moment to just discuss that? CC, what your advancement was? Oh, and I just realized I may not have been coming through on the stream, but we'll see. Connor, what did you pick up for Bessa? Okay. That increases your ability to carry a load and not just the one in your pants. All right. And last and certainly not least, Phil, what did you pick up for Tiberius? Okay. So taking the limitation. All right. It does indeed. And we won't discuss what David is playing yet because David has not quite joined the party, but don't worry, he'll be there soon. So I'm going to, first and foremost, I'm going to make sure that the clock is running before I unpause. So there's the unpause, and you guys now still have a fresh trail leading to the south, deeper into the border forest. And is it a safe assumption that with it still being early in the day, you guys are going to get a move on? It does not appear to be so from my viewpoint. Yes, that was thoroughly entertaining for me. Indeed. Indeed. That was very important last time. So you should be able to just hit your H button because I think I went through and set everybody's hand up. Let me know if that worked. Don't forget, you guys can trade. Right. So that is you just click on your card, it passes it over to the person you're trading with. He did kind of give that away, didn't he? But that's all right. You're gonna move onward, up. I'm going to minimize that, give you a little more space on my screen. And you guys travel for about 3 more hours, probably closer to 4 hours in the snow. So it's about 10:30 in the morning. And I need to throw you guys out because I forgot to put you guys on the map for this one. Then we've got Bumble and Scald and Tiberius. And actually, I think Bumble and Scald were up in the front because they're the ones who can track. All right. I think that there we go. I'm going to zoom out here. And I got a little bit of flavor text as you guys come wandering right into this set. As you can see, the trees are very, very decorated in this area. Feathered bundles and strange fetishes hang from the lowest branches of the trees in this part of it, swaying and shifting in the wind. All of them are stuck through with small pins holding pieces of leather bound around them. And as you guys are wandering to the south, you see a half elf who I am going to show all of our viewers who are currently watching exactly what he looks like. And there we go. And that should clear out momentarily. There we go. I in the snow, kind of furtively look around. You would almost say with a bit of paranoia. Trying to see what he sees? Right. Okay. Um, Everybody who is looking around, whether it be furtively or not, go ahead and give me a blind uh notice check. And the way that you do, or well, do you know how to do that, David? So right there, it'll allow you to change the role. Otherwise, you can just select your character. Once you've done that, you just select your character, go to skills, and choose notice. There we go. Uh-oh. I heard something fun, and I don't see what it is. All right. So it looks like I still need a role for everybody but Tiberius. The role section is actually in the chat box on the right-hand side there. Or David. It did not. So let me refresh because it might still be catching up for me. Just a second. And while we're watching, um, just to keep everything kind of rolling, every once in a while, Foundry does some silly things, and that's what we get. It looks like I'm coming back in. Nope, it is still just showing the pre-roll box for everybody but Tiberius on my screen. So that's something on my end. Um, get some. I wonder what's causing it because it's not letting me roll at all. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting to work for me. Already got his and his. There we go. And give me one for Scald, Bumble. That is the downside to having a wild card pet. There it went. All right. Bumble, as you are watching, right in this tree, you see some of the branches move in a way that they shouldn't. Um, because of that, you are the only one who gets to act on round one. And let me get the rest of these. Did I not assign your token to you? No, I did. Let me try and pull you to the scene again. Don't work. Let me make sure your token has vision. It looks like it does. It certainly does. So yeah, try and hit F5 and refresh. All right. There are not enough of those guys. Oh, there they are. Okay. I need to make a couple of adjustments here. And as everything begins, let's see who goes first. All right. Can you see now? Perfect. So, as this one is going to do its thing, it's going to move out to there. And apparently, I forgot to set that up. So, there is a creature that appears right here. Oh, and as it does, you get a good look at it. All of you do. And it looks like this here. And they have it has a bow and a short sword. Currently it has its bow out and it gets the drop on this round because it is coming out of invisibility. And boy does it hit. The good news is these guys are really small, so their strength is not very. As Paul gets shaken from that first shot. Then another one. Gonna move up this way. It screams out, "Ew, ugly!" This one appears here and it shoots at Scald. Oh, Scald may fail this. Oh, is Scald gonna try and soak that? That arrow sinks deep, and right now Scald is not soaking that. Um, it reduced it. It reduced it to 1 wound, so it doesn't sink quite as deep as you first thought it did. And that takes us to the next critter, which comes out and it also screams, "Ooh, ugly," as it appears and it fires its bow. Oh, they are. They really are. And it fires its bow. I don't know what's going well, I know what it is. It's their scale. Look at their scale bonus. You guys are a lot bigger than them. They are tiny. So, like, take the palm of your hand and maybe, like, exactly the palm of your hand in size. It's funny that this is happening because my Saturday night group, which is currently playing Iron Gods in Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, ran into the same problem with a bunch of fire beetles. All right. This one comes rushing up as it appears, and it is going to target Paul with its sword. And it's going to hit. And that's going to be enough to cause a wound. David, is Paul going to try and soak that or is he going to take it? Right now? Okay. Oh, there you go. And not only did you cancel the wound, you also got rid of the shaken. And that one screams in anger. Cute little anger would be the best way to describe it. However, Let's see, it didn't actually wound you on that one. So I gotta pull up their special ability. Okay. The next one, right next to Bumble, and it swings its sword at Bumble. Does not get the drop because Bumble saw it coming. Bumble gets hit, and I have no idea what. Thought I hit the damage button, but there we go. It's their size is letting them hit the very um, vulnerable points. You just got to survive one round, Bumble. This one, and Bessa is gonna take a wound. Maybe. Let's see what happens here. I would say Bessa just completely and utterly shrugs off that tiny little toothpick-sized arrow. The next one, gonna come flying up this way to there. It appears, and it is gonna shoot at Bessa as well. No longer get that. Ouch, a pair of aces on that die, or 3 aces, 4 aces. Oh, oh. I'm starting to feel kind of bad because I built the encounter exactly how they recommend building them. And this is not this might end things pretty quickly, I'm afraid. All right. So Estes soaks one of them and takes 2. And last but not least. Okay. You just yep. And it comes out the same. Wow. I didn't realize I completely wiped out the group's bennies. Last but not least, Savage Worlds is happening hard. All right, this last one comes out, shoots at Tiberius. Tiberius is as it finds a weak spot in the armor. And right now, why? Oh, it removed the wound modifiers. Um, yep. All right. And that takes us to Bumble, who first needs to try and break that shaken. And why has that not appeared up there yet? No, it does not. Not for the shaken. All right. If you want to spend a Benny to auto, or you can't. All right. Does Bumble wish to move? The only thing Bumble can really do it right now is free actions and movement. Okay, that will give that sprite Indeed, everybody does. All right. Bumble is not down, but Bumble is not feeling good from that. All right, let me add the rest of the posse in and take it into the first round of full combat. Bessig gets a 5 of hearts, which means he gets another draw and goes from 5 of hearts to Queen of Diamonds. Coming up first, we have Bessett on Queen of Diamonds. Go ahead and try and break that shaken. And Bessett is going to remain shaken. You going to stand or are you going to back, pulling back? All right. Tiberius. Tiberius breaks it and acts normally. That would be nature check. And much like Pathfinder First Edition, it does not cost nature. This would be a forgot to tie Scald to Bumble, but now that's fixed. All right. So you recognize these as sprites, a type of fae. However, you remember when the one guy back in town was telling you about the winter touched fae? These guys are definitely winter touched. Like they have icicles dripping off of various parts of their bodies, and it looks like every single one of them has a chunk of ice that drives into their chest, right where you would expect their heart to be. So, what would you like to do? No, but they don't like fire and they don't like cold iron. You do indeed. I'm going to give Connor a Benny for helping out a friend there. All right. So, on to your sheet at the moment. That way, you don't have to do anything special for it as soon as I find where it got to again. There it is, powers. And that would be last. And let me throw. Let's see. You got that there. Okay. And I'm going to move. I need to change it to a bard spell for you. You already did. You are way ahead of me right now, man. Well, the good news is it's an easy spell to cast. And if you want to throw those extra power points in, you can also make it a bigger template, bump it up to a large template for one, And you can also increase the damage to 6 too. You greater legendary ranking. Okay, so that's going to add 1 onto the power points. Do you want the extra damage or no? Okay. Got those two lit up. Whenever you are ready, click that roll button and let happens here. That's a little too high, missing all of them. However, you did trigger um, a check for them. So they are going to get a spirit check. We're going to make the target number that. And let's see what happens as they each get check versus fear. Oh, that one really passed. So far, only 2 of them have failed. And the last one. Why do I feel like I'm missing one somewhere? 3. Nope, I got them all. All right, so that's not bad. Half of them passed, half of them failed. So I'm going to do one great big old fear roll for all of the ones that failed. Select failed actors. Why is it not letting me target? Oh, I know why. It's doing its weird thing. It's because we still have the template there. That's okay. All right, so select. This one. This one. All right. Are you kidding me? Says unable to locate fear table. Apparently, I forgot to import it. So let's import that table because that's an important table. And let's try that again. All right, here we go. um, they all gain. Wow, that's the big one. Total was 20. So we are going to mark. No, but they are all going to get the frightened. Because these guys are scared enough that they are going to run away. All right, that was Tiberius. Um, you were wondering if he what? Because you did out again on me. Oh, he shot it high is what I rolled it as. Panicky. People in combat who get panicky always aim high. All right. Bumble, you are no longer shaken. However, you are pretty solidly wounded. Indeed, you can. You cannot heal more than yourself, though, because you are not a group. How many actions do you want to take? Okay. So click that 2 actions. Now it's going to be a total, I think, of -5 because of your wounds, but your die is you can't fix that with bennies. All right. Where is I thought I had All right. Apparently, I did not import the Flash table. Oh, let's see if it's in this. I mean, you would say that, but I do have this thing called PDFs that I can quickly look it up. Okay. Oh, it is actually in do 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 do. Oh, I made lots of extra noises. All right, Savage Worlds Core Rulebook Adventure Edition. Index. And this is the backlash. It's on page 150 of the Savage Worlds core rule. And where's my table? The table was not there. 138. Because it's listed as dynamic backlash. All right. Do you want to roll the 2d6 or do you want me to roll the 2d6, CC? Oh. Oh. Well, I was adding extra because of the critical failure, um, which actually works into your favor. So as the magic gets out of control, you're like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And it starts to burn as the magic just courses right through you. And it burns so good that it cauterizes your wounds. As you hit the overcharge effect. All right. And your second action. Do two. You need to have your token selected. However, you do need to cast before you choose, because otherwise it'll do the transformation. So make sure, yeah, do the 2 actions to cast. What failure. So that will cost you 1 PowerPoint, and, well, tell us what Scald is doing. Scald is no longer shaken, and he can act normally. And Scald sees lots of little chew toys through the air. Somebody got a dirty 20 in the background to play, Cece. So Scald goes leaping forward to get hold of this first little chew toy, and he succeeds. Go ahead and roll that damage. Oh, oh. How do you really feel? Why did it not mark? It is not throwing the dead icon on that guy. So let me see. Oh, clearly it doesn't. I am all the glitches tonight. There we go. Okay. So it already hit it, I think. I may have to refresh again. Hold on just a moment. And just like I said earlier, this episode is brought to you by Poppets Coffee at poppetscoffee.com. All right, let's see if I've got it now. Oh, it's still loading. There it goes. Okay. Now it shows me the icon. That is perfect. All right, so Scald just rips this thing apart, and he does that whole shaking of the head back and forth and then just drops it on the ground as he realizes it's not squeaking anymore. From there, it is to this guy who is not a happy camper, sees one of his friends go down. So he is going to try and shoot Scald. And let's only the ones that have the frightened icon on them. Oh. Oh, that's going to be a failure. I know it says success, but he did roll a 1. So that is going to be a failure, and he screams in rage. Uh does Paul wish to take his attack of opportunity on this guy here? All right. So hold Alt and click on him so you have him targeted. And then do you have the heads up display at the top of your screen there? All right. So you just select the weapon you're using currently to smack him. Right now, that is a miss. Only because he's so small, makes him hard to hit. It is running away. And it takes off and disappears into the woods. That takes us to the next guy who he decides that discretion is indeed the better part of valor, and he fucks right off. Then we go to the next one who takes off as well, and suddenly the fight is looking completely different. So this guy is out of it, this guy is out of it, and this guy is out of it. All right. So out of the 8 that started this fight, only 4 remain in it, with one of them dead. And that takes us to where wasn't he defeated as well? No. Okay. Um he already took his shot, so um she did not like that fireball, so she's going to try and remove that problem. She hit. Come on, roll that damage. There it goes. And that is enough to cause a wound to Mr. Tiberius, who is now in pretty rough shape. What do you mean? Yeah. Um, it watched its friend get savaged, so it is going to drop its bow. And let's see, I'm going to move that to stored so that way he can't use it. And he draws his sword and he rushes up on Scald. Scald, this one does not want to get close, so he is going to fly that way. And he draws his sword and swings it at Tiberius. Oh, there is a hit, no raise. Oh, who shot? I see that. And I think I think you popped it up and I accidentally rolled it. All right. So it hits. Why is it doing? Oh, never mind. All right. So it does not break through. I forgot to untarget Scald. Um, so Scald is not taking that damage. Tiberius even bust through your armor as the next one, also angry at the fireball, comes rushing in and it tries. And it is going to barely. Oh, Tiberius. All right. So you don't have any bennies. Go ahead and click that show incapacitation card. And then it's going to prompt for a vigor check. This is in favor, so you're not going to die. And, you do, however, have an injury. So let's see what that is. That's not a bad. Your arm's going to be injured for 24 hours. That friend just get after he launched a fight. Now, but he does look to be pretty bad off. All right. So you're gonna run? Um, so under act, you just check the move again. Oh, oh, Paul is really running. All right, go ahead and drag to move. It's gonna snap at 6, but you can just drag it on to your 11. It's just a yep, perfect. And you can still attack if you so wish, up to 3 times if you decline. All right, so go ahead and get that attack out in the chat box and click on the ran button that is up in the modifiers and then roll it. Right now, that is a miss. Still a miss, but not as bad. And unfortunately, you have no other bennies, so move it on. You tried. Bumble. Bumble installed. All right. Just the single this time. Okay. Cost of 3. And that is a success. Go ahead and you pro make your I mean, they do. Both the dragon wormling and dragon wormling, but I don't think red is in your reach yet. Oh, it is. So, welcome to Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, where um, people with the shape change power actually are pretty solid. Move did not add height. The flight is. I need to give you active effect for flight. You would not be resilient because you don't get that. But you do get pace of 12 over. No, it was pace of 18. All right. So right now you are kind of hovering over the ground and you have an insane pace at the moment. And that takes us to Scald, who immediately breaks his shaken. One pixie, or not pixie, one sprite close to him. What is he going to do? The squeaky chew toy. Bumble, or not Bumble, Scald does have his own set of bennies. He's got one of them left. No, it automatically uses his. Oh, this may pay off. Ah, so close, yet so far away. And that takes us the best. Indeed. There it is. I'm gonna could be that is an occult check, I believe. Yes, you get a free reroll because you are an inquisitor. Uh, your wounds. Yep, you're distracted by wounds. Wound penalties apply to everything. None of them are wounded. All right, so you can spend one of your tokens, get a +2 to this trait roll. All right. So under modifiers for better rolls, click twice on the +2, so that way it'll go after the shot for the trait roll modifier. Oh, there it goes. Did it not apply the? Oh, it's because you didn't have it targeted. Because right now, I need to add for scale, because it didn't add the scale modifier in. And it reset the roll. I hate that. So it's actually a total of like -6 more, a total of -3 currently. Your attack roll, because this you didn't have it targeted. Oh shoot, where'd that go? Yeah, their scale is horrible. You wreck them. Make sure to alt click so you get the targeting. All right, that takes us to this one who, let's see if he notices that dragon. He does indeed notice that dragon, so he gets a fear check. All right, here comes his spirit roll. I'm going to give him a penalty because he knows what's coming if you get a chance to use it. But it does not shake him, so he is going to stay and he is going to instead switch his target from the guy laying on the ground to the dragon. stabs the dragon and he hits it with a. This is this is going to leave a mark. Bumble is hurting again. It is Paul's turn. Paul, you see the goblin turned into a dragon, a tiny dragon, but a dragon nonetheless. How many attacks total? Okay, so let's do the first one. So, something that the Saturday night group learned once you get your attack popping up. So, up at the top under attack options, you have your wild attack, which adds +2 to your attack, +2 to your damage. However, it makes you vulnerable. Down here towards the bottom under the Savage Pathfinder actions, you have your desperate attacks. It adds on the bonus to hit, but it subtracts from the damage an equal amount. However, you do know that these guys are small, so you probably are not you do have action button because you are taking 2 actions. Whenever you're ready. Oh, this is probably not going to end well. Rage and regular damage. Well, you shake that guy. Are you going to pick the same one, or are you going to switch your target to the other one? All right. Don't forget the 2 actions penalty. You can only, yeah. All right, you're good now. Right now, that is a failure. All right. That takes us to this one that sees the dragon. I'm going to apply the penalty. And wow, these are the brave ones. So it is going to try and shoot Bumble. It'll hit Bumble. Or sorry, Scald is who it's shooting at. I targeted the right person and said the wrong name. All right, Scald gets shaken. We go to the next one that also sees that dragon because it's facing in the correct direction. So it gets a spirit check with the -2 because it is terrified of fire. And it's now frightened. And Scald is going to get a free. No, Scald is shaken, so Scald is not going to get a free attack. As it flies straight away and off into the forest. I'm going to mark that one as out of the fight. And that takes us to the last one. And it's going to remain shaken. Yep. It is a confirmed. Okay. All right. So spirit with a -2. and it is staying around. It's not going to expose itself to a free attack. And that takes us into round 4. Essa, we cannot hear you if you're talking to us, sir. Yes, now we can hear you. Oh, so that is 4 inches. It shows up at the end of it. Spin around aiming. Yeah, right here. Right. Looks like you already have them targeted. You're not coming through. All right. Right now, that is. All right. And came up better, but not quite good enough. All right. That takes to sees that the dragon is not currently a threat because it is shaken. But it's going to try and stab missile with its short sword. It's going to hit, but will it do damage? It does not. And I don't think these guys have extraction. They do not. All right. So, Paul. All right. The first one is a miss. Indeed. Oh, so close. So close. All right. Bumble needs to attempt to become unshaken and does not. Is he going to stay there or is he going to risk being hit again? All right. That takes us to this guy. He is out of arrows, so he is going to rush forward, drawing his sword, attempts to hit Scald. He will hit Scald. However, all he did was shake him. Remember, armor for pets is a thing. You know what? I haven't spent a single Benny tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend one. That way he can get an attack on Paul. And at this point, he is panicky. So he's gonna try a wild attack, and he hits, but oh, oh, D4s love me. I spend a Benny to get rid of the shaking because he failed that. Right. And from there we go to Scald. Right? All right. So what would Scald like to do? He's got a sprite there. Got a sprite over here. Crap. Hold on a second. Before he does that, um, I forgot this guy ran up and hit in melee, but okay, it doesn't do the same thing. It's only when he succeeds attack. So go for it, Scald. You want to add that desperate attack on? Well, you may not need it. And that's a miss. All right. Going into the next round. As we hit the 30-second mark, Bessa, what are you going? That's a possibility. Tiberius isn't dead. He's just out of the fight. All right. The rapier and the short sword. You going to make your two attacks since you have two weapon fighting? So if you all right, make sure he's targeted. There we go. Uh use the okay, and if you're going to do desperate attack, click the there you go. Oh. 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 That's a hit. Regular damage? Oh, there's an ace on that. And that shakes him. All right. Oh, I do. Okay, let's hope this doesn't wreck it. He is now wounded. Oh no, these guys are resilient. Break from the book. Correct. So close. Alright, Bumble. He is good at Bumble. Or not Scald, yes. The name Bumble is hovering right over top of the token. That just shakes Scald. The other guy here, he realizes that there's more trouble coming, so he is going to switch targets to the guy who just hacked into his friend. He should not have a gang up bonus. That's going to hurt. All right. So as he knocks you down, let's see. Go ahead and click that roll incapacitation. You just need to succeed. All right. So right now you are bleeding out. Are we going to have our first? And you just take a hit to the arm, and this one is a permanent. I need to unhide because you actually dead. We'll have another. There we go. Okay, so that takes us to Paul. You should have just gotten a double attempting to break your shaken, and you do not. So, do you wish to fall back, knowing that it will give one of them a free attack on you? Not both of them, because one of them is currently shaken. Mm-hmm. All right. This guy, he's going to try and break his shaken, and he does. And he sees that you're still up. That dog is up. The dragon is still up. So he is going to flee as he is wounded. And as he flees, fight Bumble. Bumble was shaken. Bumble remains shaken. So that takes us to Scald. Scald remains shaken. And that takes us into Bumble again as we go into rounds. Nothing is in reach of you. So if you wanted to fall back, you could. You go flying away for safety. Scald's turn. Scald is still shaken, but he is in melee contact. This guy sees his leader his left, and he is going to follow the guy right out. And that takes us to this guy who he is actually going to do the same thing. One of his leaders is dead. The other two have fled. I'm out of the fight of rounds yet. Paul is no longer shaken. Now, you see one of those folks laying on the ground, bleeding out. What do you wish to do? All right. Make a healing check. I said Bessa is going to die if he fails the vigor check this time around because he's bleeding out. But the good news, he succeeded. Not only did he succeeded with a raise. So he is no longer bleeding out. And since it was within, you live, you are just unconscious. And that will end the fight. Yes, I wish to empty the turn tracker. And after a few moments, the shaken is gone. However, um, you have two folks who are down on the ground, and everybody is pretty severely wounded. And I do believe that the only person who has the healing power, yes, is Bumble. Yep, because you are pretty heavily wounded. Well, you may want to heal yourself first because otherwise you have penalties to heal the others. We're getting form, so you you want to cast the power first, not the personal health center. No. What is that effect? That's okay. That is a success, and you reduce your number of wounds by 1. Who are you gonna heal next? That would be Tiberius at this point. You can use either healing skill or healing power. Right now, that is a failure. The good news is it only costs you 1 power. So you can try again. And that time it succeeds, and that makes him no longer incapacitated. He is awake. The only person who is not awake is Bessa. Sadly. And here, I will tell you that if you want to collect the gear on the one that you killed, you can, but you guys are all physically incapable of using it as actual weapon. Not really. You'd have to find a very specific collector and that would be more likely in a large city rather than a small city or a small town like Heldren. All right. So, does everybody who has it have a healing kit? Paul was just quickly binding a wound to stop the bleeding out, but he didn't need it for that. I mean, I wasn't going to remind you. Checks instead of everybody but Bess had wounds. True. Well, you've already used up all your power points. All right. All right. So I need healing checks from Beth Hall first. The note for, however, Bessa does add a plus to Tiberius's healing check, which is out the -1 for not having a healer's kit. It's no longer hot. It's lying in the snow. All right. You guys want to try again? All right. So there's going to be a +1 coming from Tiberius. Yeah, no. All right. They are not having any luck with getting you healed. There. You know, you can always lead the heal check on yourself. Oh, as Paul steps in, and even with the -1 for not having healer's kit, he succeeds with a raise. All right. So now you just need to get your power points back. So open your hand and then select pass and pass it to, I think it was Connor. So you have to pass him your card. Oh, okay. David. I've had a very I had a very long day today. And that gets you all of your PowerPoints back. Look at that. As Tiberius feels a ton better. I'm gonna move so that way you guys aren't stacked up. Essay is healed. All right. So this half elf who came in and helped you guys and was able to heal you is also pretty wounded. Would be this guy here. I I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that was a successful healing check. I almost forgot. That goes away. All right. Scald is feeling better, but not perfect. You still have 3 power points remaining. That is good enough. And though it is still early in the day, you guys are feeling pretty beat up. I mean, uh-oh. You could set up camp and rest. Yes. 11. All the healing checks ate up some time. Let me oh, um that is correct. 5 power points per hour spent resting. So if you guys rest for 3 hours, she would regain all of her power points. Damn it. Um, Everybody give me a common knowledge roll. All right. So Bumble made it. Um, Bessa made it, and Tiberius made it. I don't know why I said everybody because Paul doesn't know currently what your guys' mission. But the rest of you know that if the bandits took Lady Argentia alive, they're probably going to keep her alive because being a noblewoman, she would make an amazing prisoner to ransom. Okay. I won't change for that. But the good news is everybody gets PowerPoints back, which I have taken care of. Everybody who has PowerPoints. Let me advance clock. Please, please role play it along.
unfortunately, as my understanding goes,
My cat is in the way of the camera.
the farmers have reached out. They needed us to negotiate with a local warlord from across the border who's been sending men and taking from local border farms. And the Sentinels apparently had some kind of an agreement to allow this to happen because it prevented armed conflict and raids on the farms. But unfortunately, they seem to be just absolutely taking more than was agreed on. And they called me in to end go
to me.
It would certainly help. There's no reason for Orlando Haldor to be taken away.
I don't know what the agreement is between Taldor
That it's quite possible that your bandits aren't working very much in this weather.
Only a fool would be out in this weather, and that counts us at least.
So after you guys have gotten your resting and you guys start to move onward, going to go ahead and bring the next map. Create it. And apparently I hardly ever remember to throw the hero tokens on. Got Bessie. Got Bumble and Scald. Got Paul and Tiberius.
I can see.
And as you guys are wandering along, still chatting and having a good time,
I wouldn't say we're having a good time in this weather after getting our asses handed to us by a bunch of little pixies.
So you guys are walking along, and of all the things to happen, this white stag wanders out into the middle of the path, stops, turns and looks at you guys. And then it says, "Well, I didn't expect to see people out here in this weather." And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Ah!
Basset does not like talking animals.
It's at least not a horse, so we're good.
Great quest has just been bestowed upon us.
Well, first off,
First off,
I want to get a lot of echo from somewhere. I would like to welcome David to the party. David, thank you for joining us. We are very happy to have you. And once again, I want to thank everybody who's watching and supporting us. Come see CC, Mike, Nick, and I out at Gen Con. I'm not sure if any of the rest of this cast is going to be there. I don't think Phil was. No for David and no for Connor.
Pardon?
Gen Con. Are you going?
Oh, no. Sadly, no. I wish.
So for those of you who can come and see the other nights who are going to be there, booth 2138, we are literally right in the same aisle as the Penny Arcade guys. We look forward to hanging out with them a bit. And we are, of all the places the folks at Gen Con could have put us, literally right on the other side of the wall behind us will be the folks from Penny and Studio 2 Publishing. So that makes me extremely excited because we have a lot of friends that work for Pinnacle now. The people at Pinnacle are amazing in supporting our shows. And once JM is feeling better, I'm going to be looking at getting some more stuff to give away, specifically Pinnacle brand. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you love coffee, check out poppetscoffee.com. They are the show sponsors, and they have some of the best coffee in the world. Mike,
They have lavender flavor now.
Mike, one of the owners, he actually roasts the beans the day to you, so it's not get any fresher than our partners over at Foundry. DOT 8% mode at arkenforge.com when you check out to get $5 off your purchase. Beyond